Nile Crocodile. In Africa, people assume lions or leopards are the continent's most calculated killers. They're wrong. The Nile crocodile doesn't chase. It doesn't rush. It waits until the exact moment its prey lowers its head to drink, then explodes from water that looked completely empty a second ago. The attack takes less than a second. Bite force at 5,000 pounds per square inch. But the bite isn't what kills. The kill is the roll. It grabs, locks, and spins its entire body underwater until the prey drowns, dislocates, or comes apart. It doesn't need to be stronger than you. It just needs 1 second of your inattention. Here's what separates it from every other ambush predator in Africa. It learns. Researchers documented Nile crocodiles repositioning themselves based on where animals drank the day before. It maps behavior. It adjusts. It shows up where you'll be, not where you are. An animal unchanged for 200 million years. It didn't need to evolve. It already figured it out. Tiger. In Asia, no predator has mastered the architecture of silence the way the tiger has. It hunts without sound. Not because it moves quietly, because it understands how sound works in its environment. It times its steps to wind. It freezes when prey looks up. It uses tall grass not to hide its body, but to break its outline. The tiger doesn't disappear, it makes itself irrelevant to your perception until it's already too late. It can carry prey twice its own body weight up a tree to keep it from scavengers. That's not strength, that's planning. Most predators fail more than they succeed. Tigers deliberately hunt at night, in rain, in conditions that compromise every other species' ability to function. It doesn't wait for ideal conditions, it exploits bad ones. Solitary. No pack, no backup. Just calculation across hundreds of kilometers of territory. Gray wolf. In Europe, no predator has been more misunderstood, more hunted, or more quietly essential than the gray wolf. Smaller than most people imagine, lighter than a German shepherd, and responsible for reshaping entire river systems just by existing. When wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone, elk stopped grazing near riverbanks. Vegetation recovered. Banks stabilized. Rivers literally changed course. One predator, through fear alone, altered the physical geography of a landscape. That's not hunting, that's ecosystem engineering. The pack doesn't chase randomly. It reads the herd, identifies weakness, and applies pressure in rotation so no individual wolf exhausts itself. They work in shifts. The prey doesn't tire the wolf tires the prey. Europe called it a monster, hunted it to near extinction. The ecosystems collapsed without it, just slower and less visibly. Turns out the monster was load-bearing. Orca. In North America, no marine predator operates with the level of coordinated intelligence that the orca does, and nothing in the ocean tells it what to do. It has a name that means whale killer. The ancient Romans gave it that name when they watched it hunt. They weren't wrong, but they missed the full picture. Orca pods have dialects. Different pods, different calls. Different hunting strategies passed from mother to offspring across generations. Not instinct, culture. Off the coast of Argentina, orcas intentionally beach themselves to grab sea lion pups, then ride the wave back out. They teach this technique to juveniles. One mistake during that maneuver means stranding and death. They practice it anyway. They hunt great white sharks by flipping them upside down, inducing tonic immobility, a paralyzed state that occurs when sharks are inverted, and holding them there until they suffocate. The orca found a biological off switch inside one of the ocean's apex predators and uses it deliberately. No natural predators, no threats. The ocean's only obligation is to everything below it. Jaguar. In South America, no predator has solved the problem of armored prey the way the jaguar has. Most big cats go for the throat. The jaguar goes for the skull. It bites directly through the top of the head, piercing the brain instantly. This technique, unique among large cats, developed because the jaguar hunts caimans, turtles, animals protected by shells and plates. It had to find the gap, so it did. It swims. Actively, deliberately, as a hunting strategy. It enters rivers to chase prey other predators won't follow. Caimans, anacondas, capybaras in open water. An ambush predator that removed water as a safe zone entirely. The rosette pattern on its coat breaks its silhouette in dappled rainforest light. Not camouflage, optical disruption. It doesn't become invisible, it becomes geometrically confusing to the eye. Solitary, silent, Found but never spotted first. Saltwater crocodile. In Australia, the saltwater crocodile holds the title of largest living reptile, and size is genuinely the least interesting thing about it. Up to 6 meters, over 1,000 kilograms. Bite force measured at 16,000 newtons. A human bites at 700. But here's what most people don't know. Saltwater crocodiles travel hundreds of kilometers through open ocean by reading tidal currents. Scientists tracking them found these animals waiting at river mouths for the current to shift, then riding it deliberately to a destination. Not drifting, navigating. An ambush predator that taught itself oceanography. It has existed for 200 million years. Every feature, every behavior, every instinct is the product of that pressure. Nothing is accidental, nothing is left over. What you see in those Australian rivers is the finished product of 200 million years of refinement. Leopard seal. In Antarctica, the deadliest animal to humans isn't theoretical. It has already killed someone, and it had been watching the research station for days before it did. Everything about its head is wrong for a seal. Too long, too flat, too many teeth. It looks like evolution borrowed parts from a reptile and never returned them. It hunts penguins at ice edges where the birds must enter the water. When one jumps, the leopard seal is already moving. It grabs, surfaces, and thrashes the bird laterally at high speed until the skin peels away from the body. Then it eats what's underneath. In 2003, a leopard seal dragged a British marine biologist to 70 meters depth and held her there for 6 minutes. She didn't survive. It was the only recorded human fatality from a leopard seal. Scientists still don't fully agree on why it happened. Curious, intelligent, apex predator in the most isolated ocean on Earth. Nothing has ever challenged it. Nothing has ever tried. Tiger shark. In Oceania, the tiger shark is responsible for more recorded attacks on humans than any other species in the region. And it operates on a logic most predators never developed. It will eat a license plate. Also documented, rubber tires, a bag of money, a chicken coop, a car bumper. This is not stupidity. This is strategy. When food is unpredictable and prey is scarce across open ocean, reef, and coastline simultaneously, selective eating is a liability. The tiger shark takes everything, processes what works, expels the rest. Zero opportunity cost. Its digestive system does the filtering, so its instincts never have to hesitate. It navigates by detecting the Earth's magnetic field, returning to the same Hawaiian locations from thousands of kilometers away. Not drifting, returning. Near shorelines, tiger sharks have been documented circling beneath seabird feeding frenzies, waiting for birds to dive and not resurface. It identified a pattern in another species' behavior and positioned itself inside it. Second only to great whites in recorded attacks on humans. But great whites typically release after one bite. Tiger sharks continue. Not because they're aggressive, because once a tiger shark decides something is food, uncertainty doesn't change the decision. Every animal on this list solved a different problem. The Nile crocodile solved patience. The wolf solved coordination. The orca solved culture. The jaguar solved armor. The tiger shark solved uncertainty. None of them fight fair. All of them win. That's not a coincidence. That's the only rule nature actually enforces. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Drop in the comments which continent's killer you'd least want to share water, land, or ice with. And if you watched everything, you already know which one was circling before it moved.